You know when you have a little piece of skin on your finger and you think it's not that big a deal, so you'll pull it off really quickly just so it doesn't hurt as much? And then you end up pulling off your entire finger? That's what Infinity War felt like. Oh, oh, that's disgusting. Is it me or is cranberry juice getting stronger? Hello, Internet! Welcome to Tales Showcase, where we're really hoping this video comes out in time, because if not, we've missed 2 potential times in a row, and frankly, that's just a little too pathetic for us. I'm your host, the Watcher of New Earth. Well, after the breakdown-inducing Infinity War, that was so amazing it cured my asthma, but so horrifying that it's left me with night terrors, it seems appropriate that we need a palate cleanser. And who better to do that than a man who would stab you in the leg, just so that you have something else to think about.
For being a relatively new character, it's hard to argue against Deadpool's popularity. In the 27 years since he was created, Deadpool has become a staple of comicdom for his zaniness and ability to break the fourth wall. It also helps that he's an ultraviolet mercenary. And with a blockbuster movie and a sequel on the way, it seems like he's not slowing down anytime soon. This issue is the beginning of a 5-part story written by Brian Posehn and Jerry Dugan, with art by Declan Shalvey.
The latter of those 2 writers, Jerry Dugan, is actually the longest-serving writer with Deadpool, having started his run 2012 and ending it pretty soon. But enough with behind the scenes though, let's get started. This is Deadpool number 15.
We open with a cartoony version of Deadpool as he gives us a quick introduction on who he is and what he's been up to. He also introduces us to Agent Preston, an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. who kinda sorta died, and whose consciousness now exists inside Deadpool's head.
If you have questions already, this really isn't the book for you.
Poole continues to narrate as he explains that he's recently discovered that an organization has been kidnapping him for years without him knowing. The organization is run by a man named Butler, which means that, yes, the Butler did it.
I thought my jokes were bad.
The story actually opens with a flashback as Butler questions why one of their test subjects was thrown out with the garbage even after they cured his cancer. The man tries to explain that the subject, obviously Deadpool, was no longer in a fit mental state, rendering him useless. Butler doesn't take it so well. He then turns to a guard and tells him to prepare a tank for his beloved, presumably meaning his wife. However, we snap back to the present day, where Butler has significantly aged and now speaks to the woman in the tank as a child, presumably making it his daughter.
That he either has a wife that he treats like a child, or a child he treats like his wife. Both options being really messed up. Not that it really matters though, since next issue is revealed to be his sister, making it a trifecta of really messed up.
Meanwhile in Manhattan, Deadpool is breaking into a building. However, Preston points this out to him and he dismisses it as extreme knocking.
See, that's what I told her. But I still ended up with 3 broken ribs, a fractured wrist, and a face that was continually tased and maced. Still, best date I've had in a while, Miss Ridley.
Deadpool quickly dispatches the workers as he dons a butler disguise, claiming to have Lord Grantham's mash and chuzzwazzers.
Oughta call them chuzzwazzers.
It turns out that Deadpool had broken into Avengers Mansion to ask Wolverine for help, seeing as he was also in the Weapon Plus program. Logan, however, dismisses him and tells him to leave. Preston then suggests he ask another super soldier for help, so they go to Captain America. While Cap doesn't tell Poole to go away and actually listens, he makes it clear that he can't help. Deadpool, clearly upset at not being listened to, eats alone later that night. Before leaving, he says he needs some insurance, lowering his pants to reveal Fantastic Four-themed underwear, with a 2 instead of a 4.
Presumably guessing how many years from then it would take to get another crappy Fantastic Four movie.
Deadpool goes on to cut his leg open and inject a green capsule that he claims to be Ant-Man in a condom. With his work done, he goes on to find his lodging for the night. Once there, Preston protests as it seems that Deadpool has been opting to sleep at crime scenes of murder victims.
Which seems bad, But it was this or an Airbnb. I think he made the right call.
Poole doesn't rest long, however, as it turns out that Wolverine has been following him and has discovered the men experimenting on him. There's no time to talk, however, as the men are closing in. This leads to an admittedly cool scene of both loners working well together, showing a sense of camaraderie despite them constantly being at odds. The fight culminates with Deadpool blowing up half the building using a microwave as the explosive.
Say what you will about Wade Wilson, he certainly is resourceful.
Now outside, Deadpool confronts the helicopter, challenging Butler to come down. Not that any of it matters, though, as it's revealed that it's all been a dream of Deadpool's, and he was captured much earlier that evening. And the comic ends with Butler stating that this time, Deadpool isn't leaving.
Which I guess renders my point about super soldier solidarity moot. Well then. Anyway, this comic is fantastic.
While this issue doesn't do a lot to project the story forward, it does lay a lot of the groundwork for the rest of the story, while not skimping on some of that Deadpool humor we all know and love.
And as for the rest of the story, I promise it is phenomenal, and I'm actually really excited to share it with you guys. Not that that'll be anytime soon. Anyway, as always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. This is the Watcher of New Earth, signing off.